Hi guys! Today on Divas Can Cook, we are making the first recipe from my cookbook memoir. Yay! I'm so happy. I know so many of you guys already have this cookbook, but if you don't, go on over to my site and get it because once it's gone, it's gone. Okay, I ain't printing out no more. This was my passion project, and oh my goodness, y'all, I had so much fun making this cookbook. I love the way it turned out, and it was just amazing to share my family and stories and recipes with you guys. But today, it is all about Ma's fresh strawberry cake. This cake is so special to me, and you can read the story in the cookbook, but for now, let's get right into making this cake. Okay, first step, we're going to add our pureed strawberries into a large saucepan. Now, this is just plain strawberries. I just washed them off, threw them in a blender, and blended them all up. Didn't add anything else to it, just pure fresh strawberries. This is a pound of strawberries. We're going to put a whole bunch of strawberry flavor into this cake, but we have to reduce it down. So we're going to make a strawberry reduction. We're going to reduce it down to about a half a cup. Okay, that's what we need, nice and thick like this right here. Now you can reduce the heat if you need to. You don't want to burn it. But yeah, a half a cup. If you end up having like a little bit over half a cup, that's fine. Don't even worry about it. Okay, so now we're going to add our dry ingredients into a large bowl. There's my flour going in. Next, we're going to add in some baking powder and a little bit of salt. We're going to whisk this all around. Make sure you really spend some time here whisking it really, really good because we don't want to have those little pockets of salt and baking powder in your finished cake. Not good at all. Okay, so whisk it really good. All right, now we're gonna move on to our wet ingredients. Very simple cake here. I have some butter and some butter flavored shortening. You already know I love that butter flavored shortening. We're gonna mix this together until it becomes one, okay, and nice and creamy like this right here. And next we're gonna just add in our granulated sugar. Just pour that right on in and keep on mixing it up. And don't forget to use your spatula to kind of scrape down the sides of the bowl really well, just to make sure everything is combined. We're going to cream this until it looks kind of like this right here, nice and creamed together. Perfect. Okay, so now we can add in our eggs. I'm using 3 large eggs. You want to add them one at a time, and you want to mix after each egg, okay? You want to also make sure these eggs are room temperature. It'll make it really easy to kind of mix into your batter when they're nice and, room temperature. Okay, now I'm going to add in my strawberry extract. I'm using pure 100% natural strawberry extract to kind of bump up that strawberry flavor. And I'm going to add in a little bit of natural vanilla extract, okay? You can go ahead and mix that in there. You can use your spatula, stir it in, whatever, just, get it mixed in there. Okay, so now I am going to make sure that I'm scraping down the sides of my bowl really good so that everything gets mixed up. And then we're going to add in some sour cream to keep this cake nice and moist and tender. Add that sour cream. Make sure you really get it mixed on up in there. And next we're going to add in some food coloring. If you want to go the natural route, you guys know I love using beet juice. It makes such a pretty pink. You can use beet juice or you can just use, natural food coloring. I'm going to use just a few drops to create a nice, very light pink color. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my dry ingredients a little bit at a time. Add the dry ingredients, mix it up really well, and we're going to alternate these dry ingredients with some good old-fashioned, not buttermilk, just some whole milk this time. Normally I always go for that buttermilk, but yeah, whole milk this time. You're going to alternate between the flour and the whole milk. All right, you want to make sure that you get it mixed up because this batter is notorious for being streaky. Like if you don't mix it well, it is notorious for being streaky. But then again, you don't want to overmix it. It's one of those things, because if you overmix, you're gonna have a dry cake, and we don't want a dry cake. All right, just mix it until it is combined, and you will be just fine. Okay, so if you want to add more food coloring here, you can, but I like this color. I want a nice light pink, so I'm not gonna add any more food coloring. And next, my favorite part, adding that fresh strawberry reduction. This is what's going to give us that beautiful splash of fresh berry flavor without making our cake heavy. All right, so go ahead and just mix that right on into the batter. And I just love how this adds those little speckles into the batter. Now this fresh strawberry cake, if you have never had a fresh strawberry cake, it does not taste like an artificial strawberry cake. A box cake, they're two different animals, okay? Fresh strawberry cakes are very light and subtle with the strawberry flavor. So we're going to rely on our frosting for that big punch of strawberry flavor, which is coming up in a minute, okay? So go ahead and just add the batter evenly into 3 greased and floured pans. I'm going to shake it a little bit. Just get it all even and stuff. That looks great. We're going to bake this 350 for about 20 to 22 minutes. You may need a bit longer. When they come out, just let them cool in the pans until the pans are warm enough to touch, and then you can go ahead and just plop them right on out onto your cooling rack, and there you can let them cool completely. I love the way this cake smells. It smells so good with that strawberry extract in there. Okay, so that looks great. Now we're just gonna let this cake cool off, and while the cake is cooling off, we're going to make our frosting. I love this frosting. It's so bold. I love it. So same process. We're gonna add our pureed strawberries into a saucepan because we need a reduction to make this fresh strawberries and cream frosting. But this time we're gonna reduce it down to about 1/4 of a cup. Be careful. You don't want to burn it. Keep that spatula moving. All right. And then once you have 1/4 of a cup, you can set it aside, let it cool off, and we can move on to making our frosting. So I'm going to add some butter and some cream cheese into a large bowl. We're going to mix this all around. Both of the butter and the cream cheese are room temperature, so they're nice and soft, and they're going to mix up really, really well. We're going to mix it up until it becomes one. Next, I'm going to add in some strawberry extract, and I'm going to add in a little bit of pure vanilla extract. Dump that right on in, okay, just like that. And then next, we're going to add in our powdered sugar, okay? I'm going to add this in a little bit at a time just to make sure that I get everything all mixed in, and I don't have a huge cloud of, powdered sugar smoke when I'm doing this, so I do a little bit at a time. So once you have it all mixed in, it'll be a little bit crumbly, but the more you mix it up, it'll, eventually get nice and creamy and stuff. Be sure to scrape down the sides of that bowl really, really well. And now we're going to add in our cold strawberry reduction. You can add in a little bit. You can add it in a whole bunch. You can add in all of it. I add in all of it because I want all of that flavor in my frosting. It's so, so rich. I just love it. Best strawberry frosting ever. Okay, so we're gonna mix this all around until it is creamy and everything is combined and it's looking all nice and fluffy like this right here. So, so pretty. I'm not gonna add in any food coloring because it doesn't really need it. It's such a pretty color pink. And of course you gotta add some salt because this is some sweet frosting. It's bold, it's rich, it's sweet. So that salt is going to work like magic. Just kind of break it up a little bit, All right, so now I like to chill it. I'm gonna put it in the fridge to chill a little bit. And when you're ready to frost the cake, you're gonna mix it up like crazy on high speed until it becomes light and airy and fluffy. And you're gonna think, this is not enough frosting to frost this cake, girl. It's not, but yep, this frosting goes a long way because it's so creamy and whipped. And you do not wanna have thick layers between this cake because this is some sharp frosting, okay? It's just like eating a juicy, sweet strawberry. So you don't wanna have thick layers. A nice, evenly thin layer between the cake layers is perfect, all right? And it will be enough frosting, I promise it will be, okay? All right, so go ahead and just frost the cake like you want. You can decorate it, you can put little strawberries on top or whatever, but y'all already know I don't decorate no cakes, honey. Not me. This is as good as it's going to get over here, okay? And we are done with this cake. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and check out my other videos. Later.